So if you take a look at the folder in front of you, you will see many facts that are enlightening about our current situation.
This is Justin Comer here with iHearIC Radio. You're listening to KRUI in Iowa City, 89.7 FM on your radio, KRUI.FM if you're listening online. Today we're trying something a little different. We're here really early. It's 10 a.m. It's earlier than I'm usually awake on a Sunday. I've got two friends in the studio with me today. We've got Michele back.
Hi.
Hey, Michele. And we've got David Clair back in the studio.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, David. That was David on the organ just a few minutes ago, and the reason for that is that we are substitutes for the regular KRUI weekly church service. So I had a schedule conflict today for the regular iHearIC time of 4 p.m., and the KRUI Reverend Keith Michael was kind enough to give his 10 a.m. spot to us today, as long as we agreed to follow his program to some extent. So normally this show is about local music, and I have local musicians on and stuff like that. But today we're going to be doing sort of an interfaith religious service. It's designed to accommodate all of the religious practitioners of the Iowa City area. So there's stuff from a few different religions here. He left his notes here for me, so I'm going to be following those for most of the show. I guess first off, we need to open the phone line for prayer requests or other spiritual concerns. So it looks like the phone number for that is 319-335-8970. And the three of us will be here for the next hour or so. So if you have any concerns you'd like to bring up for the church service, I don't know how busy this show gets, but if you're interested in bringing something up, please give us a call. You can also email the iHearIC email address. It's iHearIC@gmail.com. You could also tweet if you like. It's at iHearIC on Twitter. And if you have anything to say, just
But mostly prayer requests.
Right. Yeah. It should be in the theme of today's show, which is church in general. But I'll get a notification on my phone for any of those, so I'll keep an eye on that. All right, so how are you guys doing? I know, David, you had to drive in today.
Yeah, came from Davenport.
Yeah.
Road conditions were nominal.
Yeah, missing your usual church service.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Michele as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a calling, so.
Yeah, all right, so first thing on the notes here, I've got some readings from various holy books in the Abrahamic group of religions here. So it looks like I've got something from the Hebrew Bible, the New Testament, the Quran, a Mormon book, as well as a book from the Unification Church, which I'm not super familiar with. I think that's a Korean sect of Christianity.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so I think the intention here is that we find similarities between all of these different
Just something
religions.
that brings us all together.
Yeah, some sort of unifying theme here among these readings. So I'll start with the Hebrew Bible. This comes from Lamentations chapter 1, verse 1. How doth the city sit solitary that was full of people? How is she become as a widow? She that was great among the nations, and Princess Lolly among the provinces. How is she become tributary?
Oh, I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Lamentations.
That's interesting, though.
Did you want to read any of these, Michele?
If you want me to.
Yeah. Do you want to get the next one?
Yeah, this is from the New Testament. What is the 2 in front of that? I'm not familiar with any of this.
It's the second book of Timothy.
So this is the second book of Timothy,
right.
Verse 1.
Chapter 1. So you're not familiar with this, I see.
I'm not. Chapter 1, verse 5.
Right.
When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Nut and thy mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that in thee also.
Huh. Not really seeing a connection between the two yet, but
No.
I guess we'll keep going. Okay, so the next one is from the Quran. This is from the 29th surah. I believe it's pronounced Al-Ankabut.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's the closest English translation would be the spider. So it's kind of a... Oh, you don't like spiders, do
No.
you? Yeah. But it's, I think, some sort of allegory about a spider.
Okay, you take this one.
Yeah, all right. So this is verses 28 through 30 from the 29th surah of the Quran. And remember Lot when he said to his people, "Indeed, you commit such immorality as no one has preceded you with from among the worlds. Indeed, you approach men and obstruct the road and commit in your meetings every evil." And the answer of his people was not, but they said, "Bring us the punishment of Allah if you are truthful." He said, "My lord Licorice, support me against the corrupting people." All right, I've seen a couple of references to candy in these, which is interesting. I see a licorice in that one, and the first one had lolly, which is weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to get the next one?
Yeah.
So this is from a Mormon holy book called The Pearl of Great Price.
It's a long one.
Yeah, I believe Joseph Smith himself wrote this.
This is when my stress nosebleed starts.
Yeah, Michelle is afraid of speaking publicly, so...
I can't read off of things.
It's the reading that's the problem.
It's like having a scripted note.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if I pass out, that's
Well, do your
why.
best. It's okay.
Now it's going to be worse.
I'll back you up.
Okay. If blood starts coming out of my face, let me know.
Yeah, Michelle
Sometimes I don't
may have to
catch it.
leave suddenly.
Right. This is words of Joseph Smith from History, chapter 1, verse 24. However, it was nevertheless a fact that I had beheld a vision. I have thought since that I felt much like Paul when he made his defense before King Candy and related the account of the vision he had when he saw a light and heard a voice. But still, there were very few who believed him. Some said he was dishonest, others said he was mad, and he was ridiculed and reviled. But all this did not destroy his reality of his vision. He had seen a vision he knew he had, and all the persecution under heaven could not make it otherwise. And though they should persecute him unto death, yet he knew, and would know until to his latest breath.
Yep, good.
That he had both seen a light and heard a voice speaking unto him, and all the world could not make him think or believe otherwise.
Yeah, so I heard you say Candy again.
King Candy is
Yeah.
a character I'm unfamiliar with in the...
Is that from the Bible?
Well, this is Mormonism, which I'm not familiar with.
Well, yeah,
at
but
all
it's sort of like an extended, like the Christian Bible. They read that too.
Right.
They just have extras.
These characters in these readings are not popping out to me as something that I've
Yeah, I don't know that I've heard about these.
placed them with a religious context.
Yeah. Well, we've got one more. Let me see
Oh.
what this one says. So this is from the book Exposition of the Divine Principle, which is the Unification Church's sort of main book, aside from the Christian Old Testament and New Testament. And this is from Part 2, Chapter 6, Section 5, which is titled The Chaotic Profusion of Languages and the Necessity for Their Unification. Based upon which language will all languages be unified? The answer to this question is obvious. Children should learn the language of their parents. If Christ does indeed return to the land of candy, then he will certainly use the candy language, which will then become the mother tongue for all humanity. Eventually, all people should speak the true parents' language as their mother tongue. All of humanity will become one people and use one language, thus establishing one global nation under God.
Wow.
Yeah, we got candy again in that one. So I guess the point here is that all of the Abrahamic religions have references to candy in their books. Specifically, though, Lord Licorice was in the Quran, and I think that's from Candyland.
This is a children's game.
Yeah,
Candyland.
yeah, the board game.
I never knew that Candyland was a religious children's board game.
Yeah, I heard a lecture on this in college. One of my professors gave. Basically, the candy is a symbolism. It's a symbol for pure joy that children feel, because they're happiest when they're playing little games and having sweets, and so that it's kind of a return to youth and innocence.
Oh, okay. And so Candyland has biblical origins.
Yes.
I never realized.
So Lord Licorice was first a Bible character.
Yeah.
Before he was a board game character.
I guess so. And we've got Princess Lolly referenced here in Lamentations.
Grandmother Nut.
Yeah, Grandma Nut from 2 Timothy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and King Candy was in the Mormon book. And the Unification excerpt references the Candy language, which is...
And the Land of Candy. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
The molasses swamp, I heard, was a fabrication on behalf of Parker Brothers or Milton Bradley or whoever it was. But the remainder of it is actually taken straight out of religious texts. It's quite fascinating, actually.
Yeah, so the molasses swamp is sort of apocryphal then?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so I think we've got to the bottom of that. We've got... Oh, there's a chant here in my notes. How was your sight singing, guys?
What?
Are you... Yeah, like reading some notes on a page. Can you sing?
yeah.
Can you read music well, Michelle?
No.
Oh, David, you're okay at sight singing,
I've definitely read texts of antiquity and the sort of notation that they have here.
Okay,
so.
yeah. And you also studied Latin in college? There's
Yeah.
some Latin parts here. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think we can probably get through this.
This is in G major, so nothing huge, guys.
Okay, cool. You know what would make this sound really cool, though? Hang on a second. I've got something for this.
Oh, what's he pulling out of his bag?
Okay, so I got these like reverb vocal effects pedals here. So if you want to just like unplug your mic for a second, I've got 3 of them, fortunately. So here, just put that in, plug that into your mic, and you, Michelle, here's one for you too.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is great.
Oh, I hit a button on the thing.
Do we have a caller?
No, we don't, but I hit a button on the thing when I gave you the effects pedal there. Okay, so, all right, here's the music for it. You got a copy, I got mine. Okay, so let's, actually, David, could you play the first note just so we're in key together?
Let's see.
Okay.
Got it.
There.
All right, so I'll conduct us in a second here.
Standit gloriam, sit trans justin, sin musica, nos omnes mortui sunt. Curiges cagom Dei, we thanks benedictum baby Ruth, Nintendo Free SXL, PSP and Vita 2. Ecum quis edebam, credis ne me, habemus domum, sunt intra tres felium. Curiges cagom Dei, we thanks benedictum baby Ruth, Nintendo Free SXL, PSP and Vita 2. Olg ultimum versum pretusam, tempus est brevis, scribere difficile est. Curiges agam Dei, we thanks benedicton baby Ruth, nun intendo Fridies excel, PSV and Vita too.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
All right. So I think we did pretty good on that chant, guys.
Yeah, I teared up.
Pretty good for a first try.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
was strong.
reverb effects pedals helped a lot, I
Yeah,
think.
I think we sounded really good.
Gave us a real like big church hall feeling in that.
Yeah, I was lucky you just had that in your purse, Justin.
Yeah. I happen to have 3 of them with me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there are 3 of us.
I usually only carry 1 or 2.
Yeah. So here, it looks like there's some space for the 3 of us to discuss our own religious backgrounds. So I guess I can go first. I grew up attending Methodist churches pretty regularly, so I've got a lot of experience in those churches. What about you, Michelle? Where have you come from?
Well, I took a brief stint going to a church that I don't remember what it was called. It was like I don't even know the religion that they were teaching me. But when I was like really little,
Did they say any names
good.
like maybe Jesus or anything like that?
Yeah, they'd sprinkle that name in there every so
that was
often.
probably a Christian church
It was
of some sort then.
sect of it,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I wasn't raised religious or anything.
Got it. Okay, so this is mostly new stuff to you.
Yeah.
Cool. David, what have you experienced?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little hesitant to talk about this. I've never really shared this publicly before. Do you know the old saying that like if you sneeze, it's your soul trying to escape, and so you have to cover your hand in order to keep it in?
Yeah.
So there's this this religious sect of about 30 to 40,000 people who kind of take that to heart.
Huh.
Basically, any secretion is your soul trying to escape,
Oh,
and without your soul, then
anything.
yeah.
Like
So-
bathroom stuff.
Yeah, bathroom stuff is exempt apparently.
Oh,
And
well,
I
that's-
don't really understand why.
That's helpful.
But
That's sin leaving your
coughing,
body.
Yeah.
coughing, sneezing, sweating.
Sweating.
Yeah.
What?
So you should avoid sweating?
Yeah, they
Or I guess you practice this now?
no.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I didn't really know about this growing up, but my parents were secretly doing this. They would drive me over to Fairfax, which is kind of out of town in Iowa.
Yeah.
And they would just leave me there saying, that they went to the bank, but they come back 4 hours later with these robes. I'm not really sure why.
Huh.
What?
It was, it's kind of crazy. It's called the Secret Church of Christ. It's probably a play on like secretion.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, that's funny. Kind of
Yeah.
a pun name for
Yeah.
your church.
Yeah, but no, I don't practice it anymore because when I was in 5th grade, I was very sick, and my dad, went to give me a bowl for vomiting and stuff, and he was a little bit too late. I threw up all over him, and throwing up is considered like the most heinous sin. Basically, my entire soul, that day, just exited my body and it went on to him.
Wait, so
Your soul went onto him?
Yeah, I threw up, all over his shirt.
Oh, no.
So, by the church, technically, he owns my soul.
wow.
And when he dies, that's it.
Oh, that's it? Like
That's it
you?
that's it
For
for
you?
me. Yeah.
So that means you are gonna die when your dad dies.
Well, die in a spiritual sense.
Oh, okay.
My.
So do you feel different since that happened?
No, I don't believe any of it.
Oh, okay.
I
So what's-
cannot continue to practice it because of that.
Yeah.
And
but your parents are like devout in this,
Yeah.
right? So what's his funeral gonna be like? Are you allowed to go?
Do they have funerals?
I'm allowed to go, but I have to sit in like the second story pews and stuff.
Wow.
I honestly don't know what such a ritual would look like.
yeah.
Probably a lot of, wearing like tank tops and stuff, so you're not sweating in the hot.
Oh,
church,
yeah.
Right.
you know?
So I assume there's like some health problems that are common in this group because like they don't exercise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to a pizza ranch, you know, seeing people that are a little bit above your average weight.
Yeah. All right, well, I've got some more readings here if we want to get back into the notes. Well, I do. Wow, this is like interesting. Okay, so I mentioned that I grew up going to Methodist churches a lot. I sort of have drifted away from that, but I have looked into this other church that I found when I was visiting Los Angeles a couple years ago.
Oh.
And they have like some interesting stuff. Like it's very science-based, it seems. Like it's not so much about like mythical kind of stuff. It's more about like the here and now and like using technology to make yourself a better person.
I like that.
It's called the Church of Scientology.
Oh, yeah,
I
I've heard of this.
Yeah?
Yeah, did you get a screening? Get your theme level checked?
I didn't get a chance to. I only had time while I was there to visit the L. Ron Hubbard Museum and learn a little bit about the man behind the faith. But I have like purchased some literature on the subject. I've spent like a couple $100 on it. I'm getting there. I mean, there's not a church here locally, so it's hard to practice a lot. But anyway, we have a reading from one of L. Ron Hubbard's books here. This is from Mission Earth Volume 4, which is called An Alien Affair. This is Part 30, Chapter 1. I guess I will. It's pretty long. I'll read it and try not to stumble too much. I haven't read this one yet, so it's new to me. All right, here it goes. I packed up and drove the van down off the hill, heading for the track and grandstand. I had seen Heller get into the Peterbilt and knew there was no danger he would spot me. The disgruntled and disgusted crowd was trailing away. I steered the van slowly through them. I was hoping I could find J. Walter Madison. Behind Heller's back, Madison had fabricated the Whiz Kid and the controversy around this race. With Heller's spectacular defeat and the bloodthirsty crowd, I had to find what Madison planned next. The security guards were no longer tending the gates. They did not care who went in or out now. I left the van parked outside. I went through a tunnel and emerged in the littered grandstand. There was a cluster of people around a box. I recognized one of the nearest ones. It was a reporter I had seen at Madison's office, 42 Mess Street. I went up to him. Although he had a sheepskin coat up around his ears, and although I was wearing a hooded parka, we recognized each other. I said, "Did Madison start that great riot?" He said, "No, I did, on the spur of the moment." Warbler is in a weird state. 20 minutes before the race, he went into shock and passed out. We had to take him to the hospital tent. He only returned to the grandstand in time to see the end of it. I looked through the cluster of 42 Mess Street people and saw Madison sitting there on a folding chair. Cold as it was, he had an ice bag on his head. His face was gray and awful. I went over to him. I said incredulously, "Are you feeling that way because Heller lost?" He shook his head. "Oh no, win or lose, that wouldn't have mattered. It would only have given us one day's front page, and then we would have had the work of doing something else." I didn't understand it at all. "Well, if winning or losing didn't matter, what are you feeling so bad about?" He ineffectually adjusted the ice bag. Then he broke down. "Never trust a client. They always do you in." "Maybe you better tell me what you think is wrong," I said, puzzled. He began to cry. In a choked voice, he said, "He wasn't supposed to race at all. Just before the race, he was supposed to be kidnapped. We would have had 2 weeks at least of front page." He ground his fist into his knees. "It was all to be so perfect. After 2 weeks, he would have turned up behind the Iron Curtain, a captive of the fuel-hungry Russians." He let out a frustrated wail. "It would have started World War III. He'd be immortal." After a period of writhing and pounding his knees, he said, "You just can't ever depend on clients. Oh my God! What do I do now to recover the front page?" I crept away. That had 6 question marks and all caps in that last sentence that I yelled.
That's very inspiring, actually. I'm actually getting some musical ideas from that. That was,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that was David playing that background music.
That really
by the way.
helped bring it all together.
Yeah, I think it added
really
some dramatic.
What are you
effect.
talking about? I wasn't playing anything.
What?
I kind of just blacked out for a minute, to be honest.
Oh.
Remember, he doesn't have a soul.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know.
What?
Huh.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, whatever. Let's move on. It's about time for us to do the weather. Do you have that pulled up,
Oh,
Michelle?
I don't. Here, let me
I had
get
some
that
trouble with the
really
Wi-Fi in
fast.
here. I think there's some demons blocking it or something.
Probably.
And after that, it looks like we're doing a sermon. How do you do that?
I'm sure there's some notes.
Yeah, I'll see what's in the notes.
I have the weather ready.
Okay, let's hear the weather from Michelle. I'll see if I can work these notes out.
It just says eternal darkness.
What? It's
Yeah, I don't
bright
know.
out right now.
Yeah.
Are you looking at
accurate
the
to me.
right page?
Rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Oh, it just updated. Sorry. The current temperature is 74 degrees. It's sunny. We did experience a nice rainstorm, but that passed through, and now it's a sunny, sunny day. South winds at 9 miles per hour. Did you find those sermon notes?
I'm not finding anything. All it says is sermon. I don't know, like, what goes into a sermon? Like, how do you prepare one? How do you do one unprepared, I guess?
I never went to church. I mean, I did briefly.
Speak from the heart, I think. That's what all those paid programmings at 4 a.m. on Fox would say.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, I remember there's always like a personal anecdote, something that happened to you recently, and then that relates to like a greater subject
Right.
of like how to live your life right, how to put your faith in, whatever higher power. This is an interfaith service, so I think we can talk about whatever,
Yeah, I went to a church camp once, and they like forced me on stage during their sermon and dressed me like a clown. Did I ever tell you about this?
No.
This isn't even a joke.
Well, this can be your sermon. Tell us about this, and then we'll spin it out into something sermonly.
Okay, so it was a learning experience for me, so maybe that's where the message can come from.
Yeah.
When I was 12-ish, my friend was religious and brought me to her church camp. And at the beginning of the camp, they all asked me where I went to church, and I didn't go to church. So
Right.
I said, I currently don't go to any church. And then I was like, no kids could play with me.
Whoa, really?
I couldn't get seconds for meals. Like, yeah, it was really bad. It was probably the worst experience of my life. But they were doing a sermon on the last night when all the parents came back to pick up their kids, and they took volunteers to like have them do little performances during the sermon. And I didn't volunteer, but they made me do it anyways. And so they like made me go backstage and dress into this clown outfit. And then they gave me a box of blown up long balloons, like animal tying balloons,
Yeah, they were already blown up. You didn't
They
have
were
to do that
already
yourself.
blown up, but they were just long. They weren't in animal form or anything yet. But they pushed me onto the stage and told me to build a house with the balloons. And that was like part of the sermon, was they were talking about building a house, which I couldn't hear because I blacked out out of fear. And I'm dressed like a clown in front of all these kids that wouldn't play with me and their parents.
Right.
And I have to build a house with like 9 balloons and no instruction. And so I just like sat there and was shaking and like almost crying, and no one would help me.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm having flashbacks.
So what lessons can we learn from this? It seems like wrong that they were excluding you and like singling you out as, I guess, a heretic or whatever.
I don't know. Like, even when I was in church, I was singled out. I had a pastor who made me eat a crab apple one time because everyone else was playing softball and I couldn't play, and he made me sit on the curb and eat a crab apple.
What?
Yeah.
This is
My
real?
mom doesn't believe me.
He made you eat a crab apple.
He made me run across a busy road to a crab apple tree and pick a crab apple
Okay.
and bring it back. And he sat there and watched me eat it.
Huh. So,
Crying.
Wow, this is sort of like a
Why do they hate me?
lesson in what not to do, I guess.
She seemed to turn out all right to me.
Oh, well, maybe this is
Thank you.
this is the right way to
Yeah.
bring people up in the church. It's to
Maybe.
make them eat crab apples.
He also
and dress as a
refused to
clown.
baptize me. In front of my mom.
Under
He
what?
said no.
Do you remember this, or were you a baby at the
No,
time?
I was 12.
Did he give any reasons for refusing this? No. Huh.
Maybe you didn't make an appointment.
Maybe this isn't the right
But he did.
faith system for
He
you.
did say yes to my mom and brother and baptized them.
So maybe this is a sign that you belong to some other like faith system. This isn't for you.
I need to make
Right.
my own.
Well, or maybe there's something out there for you that we can find later in the show.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll try something
I'm
else.
feeling lost.
There are more readings here that we'll get to later, and maybe those will speak to you a little bit better.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know if this was a good sermon, but
I hope you learned something.
yeah, I'm gonna say all of those examples that Michele gave. Do the opposite. Be nice.
yeah, that's
to
my
people that-
religion. Just do the right thing.
Be nice to people that don't belong to your group.
Yeah.
Let them
Because-
play softball.
Let the candy bring us all together.
Yeah, right.
You know what? That's my religion.
Every holy book has a reference to candy, so
Yeah, we've learned.
we should use that to unite us.
Yeah, really just strip away all the dogma and just bring religion back to its essence, which is cherish the sweet things and include others.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
If
That's
you need
beautiful.
a fourth player, if you've got red, blue, and yellow gingerbread men, add a green one.
yeah,
Yeah.
And everybody likes that little green guy,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the plum tree guy. You know what I'm talking about?
The
That little green goblin in Candyland that looks like Danny DeVito.
I can picture him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking of that other guy too.
He's sort of like the friendly
Who was the goopy guy?
welcome face. to-
Slimer from Ghostbusters?
No, different goopy
Well,
guy.
he's part of that that molasses swamp.
Oh, yeah.
So that's actually like a lie added to the game.
Yeah, that was just kind of big molasses, kind of getting their
Getting their
greasy
name in
fingers
there.
in there.
Right. That's the one
Yeah,
part
that's
that's
sick.
not from
Yeah,
the
it's-
text.
You should strip that away from your new religion.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the sermon. I guess Keith, if you're listening, I think like if you have a sub again, you might want to put more than just sermon on the
Yeah,
notes. 'cause
please.
The lay people who aren't practiced reverends like yourself are not really accustomed to improvising a real motivating speech like this. We just sort of ramble about trolls and being excluded from softball and
Terrible
eating
things.
crab apples. All right, so there's an offering listed on the notes here. I'm not really sure how you do that over the radio.
Just close your eyes and reach your
What's
hands
this?
up, and if you feel a shuffle in your pocketbook, that's just the
There's like a
Holy
string
Ghost.
of numbers and letters here. I don't.
What is that?
It's a Bitcoin address.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm really comfortable reading that on air. I
Yeah.
don't think that's legal.
No.
I don't know. So I'm gonna skip that.
Keith.
Sorry.
what is this?
Yeah, I don't know. If you usually donate things to Keith's service, I don't know. You can do that, but I'm not reading the address here on air
No,
today.
it's a little much.
It seems like it's against the rules here. Okay, so what's I've got a couple readings here. The next section of the service is dedicated to. Oh, that can't be right.
Oh,
Does that say Satanism?
it does.
Oh boy. This is kind of a can of worms, I think, but I guess we've got a couple readings here in service to the local Satanists.
I mean, we were just talking about being inclusive and everything, so
Okay, you're right.
we
I
really shouldn't be hypocritical.
Yeah, I shouldn't be, being weird about this. I guess I should just get into the readings. Okay, so the first one comes from The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. Not really sure that that's technically a Satanist tome, but you know Anton LaVey?
Yes.
He's a Satanist guy.
Yeah.
And he said that his like idea of Satanism was basically like Ayn Rand's objectivism with like sacrifices or something.
Okay.
So I guess there's a connection here. I'm really not a fan of Ayn Rand, but I'll read it just because it's here on the notes and I agreed to. So, all right, this is from the Fountainhead. Here we go. That particular sense of sacred rapture men say they experience in contemplating nature, I've never received it from nature, only from buildings, skyscrapers. I would give the greatest sunset in the world for one sight of New York's skyline. The shapes and the thought that made them, the sky over New York and the will of man made visible. What other religion do we need? And then people tell me about pilgrimages to some dank pest hole in a jungle where they go to do homage to a crumbling temple, to a leering stone monster with a potbelly created by some leprous savage. Wow, this is... ooh, I'm not really into this. Oh, sorry, I'm breaking character. Is it beauty and genius they want to see? Do they seek a sense of the sublime? Let them come to New York, stand on the shore of the Hudson, look and kneel. When I see the city from my window, no, I don't feel how small I am, but I feel that if a war came to threaten this, I would like to throw myself into space, over the city, and protect these buildings with my body. I know I opened that saying that we should be tolerant and stuff, but this is...
I thought it was cute.
I didn't see any reference to candy.
It's kind of garbage. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't see any candy either.
I mean, it seems like pretty racist in the middle, too. Right?
Was it?
I don't know, like a dank pest hole in a jungle, a leprous savage. It seems, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Yeah, I'm not really,
rough around the edges.
May not have been the best choice to include in the show.
No.
Well, there is another reading here. This one comes from H.P. Lovecraft, who's a well-known writer of horror stories. Again, not exactly Satanism as far as I know, but yeah, whatever. We'll see what's here. So this is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key, and this was co-written by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. It was an all-in-one and one-in-all of limitless being and self. Not merely a thing of one space-time continuum, but allied to the ultimate animating essence of existence's whole unbounded sweep. The last utter sweep which has no confines and which outreaches fancy and mathematics alike. It was perhaps that which certain secret cults of Earth have whispered of as Yog-Sothoth, and with which has been a deity under other names, that which the crustaceans of Yoggoth worship as the Beyond One, and which the vaporous brains of the Spiral Nebula know by an untranslatable sign.
Wow. That,
Oh, what's...
Are you okay?
Yeah, what... Did I read this already? Okay, so this is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key, co-written by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price.
Oh my god, what's going on?
I don't know. How long have we been doing a show?
I don't know. There's no clocks in here.
Did I already read this? So this is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key, co-written by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. It was an all-in-one and one-in-all of... Wait. Did I already read that?
It sounds kind of familiar.
I think I read this already. What time is it?
7.
Okay. Whatever. I think I read that already.
Let's just go on.
I'm going to play a Grant spot because I need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
My head kind of hurts and my eyes are all fuzzy.
Support for KRUI is brought to you in part by The Broken Spoke. They offer new and used bicycles, cycling accessories, and also service all kinds of bikes. They can be found in Iowa City at their new address, 757 South Gilbert Street. For more information, visit thebrokenspoke.com or call 319-338-8900.
All right, that was a little weird. I don't know what happened. I think I read all the readings, but... I feel like sick and like my nose is bleeding. You mentioned your nose might bleed, but my nose is bleeding now.
That's weird.
I don't know if mine's bleeding. It's kind of green. It's not. It's not red.
Huh.
Oh, my ears too. That's sort of unusual, I suppose.
Yeah, weird. Maybe we should. Oh, that's everything that Keith gave me to read today to go through his portion of the stuff. I feel like we lost some
time in there.
Yeah, I feel like I've been here for years, and also I just got here.
Yeah.
something happened to my sense of time.
Interesting.
Yeah, all right. So I guess that's the service there. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody.
Good messages.
Yeah. Let's summarize.
Yeah.
What were the messages?
Well, I mean, I really enjoyed the bringing everything together with the one aspect, which is candy.
Right.
Because that's like the core of my being.
Mm-hmm.
So that really spoke to me.
Yeah, let's celebrate what we have in common.
Yeah.
We all practice differently, but we all have one thing that we're really focused on, and that is sugar. Mm-hmm. And so we should accept each other for our love of sugar.
Yeah.
Right, like my professor said, it's a return to youthful innocence.
Yeah.
Right.
Which everyone can appreciate.
That's right, everyone loves sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so I've got like my regular iHearIC plugs and stuff to get to at the end here. Before I get into that, do you guys have anything that you want to plug, the two of you?
I have a podcast you can listen to. It's called Welcome to My Show.
Cool. Any religious themes on that?
Well, I almost joined the Illuminati in one episode.
Yeah, that's sort of like that.
Yeah. It was a little satanic in a way.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Did we cover anything about Satanism today?
We should have. That would have been good.
Oh, there's something on the notes. I must have skipped this. So
here.
This is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key, co-written by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. Here we go. It was an all-in-one and one-in-all of limitless being and self, not merely a thing of one space-time continuum, but allied to the ultimate animating essence of existence's whole unbounded sweep, the last utter sweep which has no confines and which outreaches fancy and mathematics alike. It was perhaps that which certain secret cults of Earth have whispered of as Yog-Sothoth, and which has been a deity under other names, that which the crustaceans of Yoggoth worship as the Beyond One, and which the vaporous brains of the Spiral Nebulae know by an untranslatable sign. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that the first time. Well, there it is. My throat feels weird.
That's
almost
weird.
like I wasn't just speaking in my regular voice.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh, so now you're joining us with the blood.
Here it is.
All right,
I was
cool.
just late.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
We have
right.
something in common.
It's fun.
Like we were saying.
Yeah. David, do you have anything you'd like to plug before I get into this list?
No, I don't currently have any podcasts. I do have a Bandcamp page. You can listen to music that I put together.
Yeah.
It's composed or spontaneous or anything in between. Not very religious because it's all instrumental, but
Right.
I mean, that just leaves you free to take whatever message that you want from it. So that's, it's what makes us all unique and yet all the same.
Yeah, you can find that at davidclair.bandcamp.com.
Thank you.
Good stuff up there. All right, so here's my stuff. The last Cedar Rapids Municipal Band concert of the season is tonight at Beaver Park in Cedar Rapids. If you are interested in learning more about that band, you can find them at crmuniband.org. 1 week from today, we'll be doing another radio show back to our regular time of 4 p.m. This is August 12th, and I will have special guest Duroje Gwamna, who's an old friend of mine. That should be fun. We are getting close to finishing up scheduling the iHearIC concert season. I don't have everything lined up, so I won't tell you all the details, but I will just slyly tell you to keep these dates open on your calendar: August 31st, September 21st, November 2nd, and December 1st. David and I played at a show last Saturday at Trumpet Blossom as part of the Feed Me Weird Things concert series. I just put the audio from that up on my Bandcamp, which is justinkcomer.bandcamp.com, so you can listen to it there. I also uploaded the video of the performance last night. That's on my YouTube page, youtube.com/JustinKComer.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, I think we had a good time, and I like the recording of it, and it sounds good. Mm-hmm. I think everyone will enjoy it. Here's a plug from our friend Laura Fellman. She's a poet who performs on our concert series frequently. There's a free generative writing workshops open mic on Sunday, September 9th at 4 p.m. at the Iowa City Public Library. So all writers are welcome to attend and participate in that. And after that, this is something that I'm just very excited about. So Thursday, September 13th at 8 p.m. at the Mill, this is presented by Feed Me Weird Things and Film Scene. Everything is Terrible. The Great Satan will have some sort of performance that night. Everything is Terrible is a video collective, and they take found footage and like put it into really cool, collages and stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, me too. I noticed it's called The Great Satan. Did we do anything with Satanism?
You know what? I
in
think
this
that's
show?
the one that we didn't hit.
Yeah, we must have
I feel
skipped
like
that.
we should, just to be, inclusive.
Yeah.
It's unfair if we don't.
Did Keith leave you anything on that?
Let me check the notes. Man, he left like 50 pages of
Yeah.
stuff, and most of it is just like blank pages.
It's really weird.
But the pages with words on them are like interspersed. It's really weird.
He's a very unorganized man.
Yeah. This is just like he took a bunch of paper from a printer and just like dumped
a
it
whole
on the
ream
table
of
here.
paper.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that likes to do, very thought-provoking pauses.
Oh,
Long-
so that's
these are
what the
long
blank
pauses.
pages.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of real time, based
That
on
must
your
be how
reading
he
speed.
like pads out his show with just
That's kinda
pauses.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there is a couple readings related to Satanism here.
Oh, we must have missed those.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember reading something by Ayn Rand earlier, but this one I do not remember. This says it's from Through the Gates of the Silver Key by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. So let me read that real quick. Since it's in the notes and
Yeah,
I
you
skipped
should
it earlier, I
probably
should
do it.
put it in one more time. I mean, for the first time. It was an all-in-one and one-in-all of limitless being and self, not merely a thing of one space-time continuum, but allied to the ultimate animating essence of existence's whole unbounded sweep. The last utter sweep which has no confines and which outreaches fancy and mathematics alike. It was perhaps that which certain secret cults of Earth have whispered of as Yog-Sothoth, and which has been a deity under other names, that which the crustaceans of Yuggoth worship as the Beyond One, and which the vaporous brains of the Spiral Nebulae know by an untranslatable sign. All right, cool. I don't know how I missed that the first time, but there it is. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got some general show plugs. iHearIC has a website, which is iHearIC.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Every episode of this radio show gets recorded and released online as a podcast, which you can find on iTunes, Google, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. I put a lot of artist links in the descriptions for every episode, so if you like something you hear, you should be able to find more of it. And if you, listening, have music that you'd like us to hear or shows coming up that you think we should know about, or you want to get involved with our concert series, or maybe be a guest on this show, or you just want to talk, the best way to reach us is ihearic@gmail.com. All right, that's the end of my my thing there.
Oh, you know what, Justin?
Yeah.
Remember earlier when we were doing the readings on the science stuff? What was that called?
Mission Earth was the book. Scientology, that's the
okay.
the
Yeah.
religion there.
Well, like I said before, that really inspired me. I don't know that anyone's ever done any music based on Mission Earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think so.
I had some kind of creative
I would assume not.
inspiration. Honestly, this might have been what was happening while I was blacking out.
Whoa, what did you write down there?
Just some words and some
Whoa.
notes.
How long is that?
I mean, based on the number of...
Good thing we had all this blank paper here.
Like
Yeah.
4.5 minutes, maybe?
What?
Jeez, wow. And you wrote that while we were sitting here? How did I not notice this?
Yeah, what have you been
I didn't
doing
really
over
notice
there?
either, but I'm just kind of, I wrote a little note to myself, like the movie Memento, saying, "Be sure to play this at the end of the show."
Okay.
Wow.
I'm assuming that means this show here.
Yeah,
We-
and
you
we
should
are.
probably
I think we
play
are
it
at the
then,
end.
right?
The end of the show. Then.
Yeah. Let me. What's it say to do? It wants this sound here. No, that's not right.
What? There's like a Latin rhythm in there.
Yeah, just. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, so you're gonna perform this live here
Yeah.
for us. Okay. What's this called? Does it have a title?
It calls for more than one voice, but I can probably make it work.
Okay.
Like the Gregorian chant that we were doing earlier, I actually learned how to pitch my voice so that I can sing more than one note at once.
Oh, sweet.
Whoa.
Yeah, I learned about that in a separate lecture.
Nice. I've never heard you do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear this.
All right. So, oh, did I already ask if there's a title to this?
42 Mess Street.
Oh, okay.
Is that an address?
I think that was from the thing that I read earlier.
Yeah, that was in the reading.
Yeah, that was some address in the story there. Okay, yeah, you want to play that for us?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me know when you're ready, and I'll turn your mic up.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I packed up and drove the van down off the hill. At the track I saw the crowd was angrier still. I steered the van slowly, driving down to meet my fate. No security guards would even tend the gate. 42 Mess Street with ice and snow abound. 42 Mess Street, all the people gathered round. I found J. Walter Madison slumped in a chair. Incredulously I asked him why he was there. Never trust a client, he will always do you in. His race was never supposed to begin. 42 Mess Street with ice and snow abound. 42 Mess Street, all the people gathered round. In silent footsteps muffled I crept away. With a voice frustrated, choked up, I heard him say he should have been kidnapped, locked up inside a cage. We would have had 2 weeks, at least a front page. 42 Mess Street with ice and snow abound. 42 Mess Street, all the people gathered round. 42 Mess Street, he would have started World War III. 42 Mess Street, immortality would be.
Oh, wow.
Wow, man, You did that all while we were sitting here, huh?
Did what?
Oh. You just perform a song,
The performance.
right?
Yeah, at the beginning of the show with the organ music, you know?
No, the one that you wrote, the one that's right in front of you on the page.
Yeah, you just played that. And you were singing harmonies with yourself somehow.
The Satan reading?
No.
What's Satan reading?
Yeah.
What is this?
We didn't have a Satan reading.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's right here in the notes.
What?
It says, this is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key. It's by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. Well, I mean, I know that's like...
Where did this come from?
It's 10:58, but maybe I should just read this, since it looks like we didn't read it already.
We must have skipped over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, this is from Through the Gates of the Silver Key by H.P. Lovecraft and E. Hoffman Price. Here we go, and...
Support for KRUI is brought to you in part by The Broken Spoke. They offer new and used bicycles, cycling accessories, and also service all kinds of bikes. They can be found in Iowa City at their new address, 757 South Gilbert Street. For more information, visit thebrokenspoke.com or call 319-338-8900.